Los Angeles officials gathered with social workers and others who help those who are homeless on Wednesday, June 9, to dedicate a new 75-unit temporary pallet shelter village in Wilmington, hailing it as another step in a battle they say is being won. Residents, including some people from the Lomita McCoy encampment nearby, will begin moving in as soon as late this week, with about 10 people added per week after that, a gradual ramp-up that will allow residents and staff to acclimate to the new development. The Salvation Army will supervise and manage the shelter, appropriately named Salvation Village. The 75 separate, insulated units offer 64 square feet that include fold-down platforms outfitted with mattresses, heat and air conditioning, locking doors, working windows, smoke alarms, and electrical outlets. They cost the city about $5,000 each and stand on a paved parking lot owned by the Los Angeles City Department of Recreation and Parks. The village is next to Los Angeles Harbor College and is expected to serve some of that school's unhoused students. Los Angeles City Councilman Joe Biscayno, who now is running for mayor, hailed the new temporary shelter in his 15th district as one of many ways his district has tackled the homeless crisis. He's been aggressive in pursuing temporary shelters and developers of permanent supportive housing, though also has walked a line with the often strong community objections to how the issue is being handled. Indeed, on Wednesday, Biscayno also asked the city council to resume LA's ban on encampments on sidewalks from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., enforcement of which has been suspended since the coronavirus pandemic began last year. I know some who question the cost of this and other solutions, but the financial and moral costs of leaving people to deteriorate on our streets is much more costly, Biscayno said at the shelter dedication. People are dying on our streets at rates higher than we've ever seen before. Last year 1,083 people lost their lives. Firefighters also have attributed 60% of the fire calls to homelessness, he said. While the issue has dominated much of the city's attention in recent years, those on the front line say progress is being made. Amber Sheikh, who heads up the CD15 working group on homelessness, said the efforts are paying off. Our encampments are drastically shrinking daily. I almost don't believe it sometimes, but it's true, she said, adding there's been a 113% increase in shelter beds now available throughout the South Bay. At last count, she added, we actually have enough units in temporary and permanent housing to house every single person experiencing homelessness in our district. As for the tiny houses, she said the concept that was once derided has come into its own with the more sophisticated pallet models, providing support for the approach of not discounting any particular solution.